Alright, listen up everyone. We're about to break down air travel like never before. Let's be real, flying can be stressful, a real pain in the ass sometimes. Delays, long lines, lost luggage. It's enough to make you want to just stay home. But hold on, don't cancel those travel plans just yet. This is the ultimate guide to conquering the friendly skies. We're talking insider tips and tricks, airport hacks you won't find anywhere else, and the lowdown on the best airlines out there. Whether you're a seasoned jet setter or a first-time flyer, this video's got you covered. We'll navigate the airport maze together, find some killer deals on flights, and make sure you arrive at your destination relaxed and ready to explore. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this travel adventure started. Let's go! First things first, finding the best deals on flights. We've all been there, endlessly refreshing those travel websites, watching prices jump around like crazy. But don't worry, there are ways to beat the system. One of my biggest tips is to be flexible with your travel dates. Even shifting your trip by a day or two can make a huge difference in price. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are usually the cheapest days to fly, while weekends are prime time for airlines to jack up those fares. Another key tool in your arsenal flight comparison websites. These are your best friends when it comes to hunting down those bargain fares. Don't just stick to one, compare prices across multiple sites to make sure you're getting the absolute best deal. And here's a pro tip. Try clearing your browser cookies after searching for flights. Airlines sometimes use cookies to track your searches and might bump up prices if they think you're desperate to book. Timing is everything when it comes to booking flights. Book too early and you might miss out on a last-minute deal. Wait too long, and those prices could skyrocket. So what's the sweet spot? Generally, the best time to book domestic flights is about 1 to 3 months in advance. For international travel, start looking around 4 to 6 months ahead of time. But remember, these are just guidelines. There's no magic formula. Keep an eye out for airline sales and promotions. Sign up for their email newsletters or follow them on social media to stay in the loop. Sometimes you can snag incredible deals this way. And here's a little secret. Consider flying to a smaller, less popular airport if it's an option. These airports often have lower landing fees, which can translate to cheaper airfares for you. Let's talk packing, people. Packing light is the name of the game. Nobody wants to lug around a heavy suitcase or get hit with those dreaded baggage fees. So let's streamline that carry-on. First and foremost, travel documents. Passport, boarding pass, visa, if needed. Keep these essentials safe and easily accessible. I always keep mine in a dedicated travel wallet or pouch. Next up, electronics. Phone, charger, headphones, maybe a portable charger. These are must-haves for staying connected and entertained on the go. And don't forget an adapter if you're traveling internationally. Now let's talk comfort. Pack a lightweight scarf or shawl to stay warm on chilly flights. Some eye drops to combat dryness, and maybe even a sleep mask and earplugs to block out any distractions. Alright, so you've got your carry-on sorted, but what about checked baggage? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. The key is to pack strategically and efficiently. First things first, roll your clothes instead of folding them. This saves space and helps prevent wrinkles. Packing cubes are also a game changer for keeping your suitcase organized. Toiletries. Keep them separate in a clear, TSA-approved bag. Remember the liquid restrictions for carry-ons and pack accordingly. Consider travel-sized toiletries to save space and weight. Now let's not forget entertainment for the flight. Pack a book, download some podcasts or movies, or bring along a travel-sized game. And always pack a pen. You never know when you might need to fill out customs forms or jot down some travel notes. Alright, you've booked your flight, you've packed your bags like a pro, now comes the real test. Actually getting to the airport. And let me tell you, this is where things can get real. Interesting. First things first, arrive early. I'm talking 2 hours early minimum. Look, I get it, nobody likes hanging out at the airport longer than they have to. But trust me, the last thing you want is to be that person sprinting through the terminal, sweating through their shirt, desperately trying to catch their flight. Checking in online is your secret weapon. Most airlines let you do it 24 hours before your flight. It takes 2 minutes, you can pick your seat, and it means you can skip the lines at the check-in counter. That's more time for coffee, less time for stress. And speaking of stress, know your terminal. Airports are basically small cities, and getting lost is easier than you think. Check your itinerary, download the airport map, and figure out exactly where you need to be and how to get there. Preparation is key, people. So you've made it to the airport with time to spare, checked in online, and you know exactly where you're going. You're basically a travel ninja at this point. But hold your horses, we're not done yet. Baggage drop-off is usually a breeze, especially if you've already checked in online. But if you've got a bag to check, make sure you've got all your essentials in your carry-on. We're talking passport, wallet, phone, headphones, the essentials for surviving a long flight. Now let's talk about security. Look, I know it can be a bit of a drag, but it's a necessary evil. The key here is to be prepared. Have your boarding pass and ID ready, take off your shoes and belt, and keep your liquids and electronics separate. And for the love of all that is good, don't joke around with the TSA agents. They've heard it all before, and trust me, your witty one-liners are not going to win you any favors. Just be cool, be polite, and you'll be through in no time. Alright, let's talk security. I know, it's everyone's least favorite part of the airport experience, but hey, it's a necessary evil, right? The good news is, with a little bit of planning and the right attitude, you can breeze through security like a boss. First things first, dress for success. And by success, I mean getting through security without setting off any alarms. Avoid wearing anything with metal on it, like belts with big buckles, heavy jewelry, or those shoes that light up when you walk. You'll thank me later. Now, about those carry-on liquids. Remember the 311 rule, 3.4 ounces or less per container. All your liquids in a single quart-sized bag, and 1 bag per passenger. Keep it simple, keep it organized, and you'll be good to go. And speaking of organization, let's talk about your electronics. Laptops, tablets, cameras, anything bigger than your phone needs to come out of your bag and into a separate bin. Keep it all easily accessible so you're not that person holding up the line while they frantically dig through their backpack. Listen, I travel a lot, like a lot, and if there's one thing I've learned about airport security, it's that attitude is everything. The more stressed you are, the more likely you are to forget something, make a mistake, and generally have a bad time. So relax, take a deep breath, and remember, you've got this. Remember those clear plastic bags I mentioned earlier? Yeah, those are your new best friends. Keep your liquids and electronics organized and ready to go, and you'll be through security in a flash. And hey, here's a pro tip. If you're traveling with a reusable water bottle, empty it before you get to security. Once you're through, you can fill it up at a water fountain and avoid paying airport prices for bottled water. Look, I get it. Airport security can be a bit of a hassle. But it's all about being prepared and knowing the drill. So keep these tips in mind, stay calm, and you'll be through security and on your way to your gate in no time. All right, you've made it through security. Congratulations, you're officially in the airport matrix. Now you've got some time to kill before your flight. The question is, how are you going to spend it? Let's talk airport lounges. I used to think these were just for fancy business travelers with platinum credit cards. But guess what? There are actually tons of affordable lounge options out there, even if you're flying economy. And trust me, a little bit of luxury goes a long way when you're stuck in an airport. Most lounges offer free Wi-Fi, comfy seating, and complimentary snacks and drinks. Some even have showers, nap pods, and workspaces. It's basically a mini vacation from the chaos of the terminal. And here's a little secret. You don't always need a fancy membership to get in. Many lounges offer day passes, and some credit cards even come with lounge access as a perk. So do your research, check your options, and treat yourself. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, airport food has a bit of a bad reputation. But the truth is, it's come a long way in recent years. Gone are the days of soggy sandwiches and overpriced coffee. These days you can find everything from gourmet burgers to sushi to artisanal cheese plates, all within the airport terminal. And it's not just about food. Airports have become shopping destinations in their own right. with everything from designer boutiques to electronic stores to bookstores. So, whether you're looking for a last-minute souvenir or just want to treat yourself to a little something special, you're sure to find it at the airport. But honestly, sometimes the best thing to do at the airport is just explore. Walk around, check out the different terminals, and soak up the unique atmosphere. You never know what you might discover. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, why not try a layover challenge? Give yourself a limited amount of time to find the most interesting thing in the airport. It's a fun way to pass the time and maybe even discover a hidden gem. Alright, so you've made it through security, grabbed your overpriced airport snack, maybe even snuck in a little duty-free shopping spree. You're feeling good, feeling loose, ready for that vacation. But hold your horses because now it's time for the boarding process, and trust me, it's a jungle out there. First things first, those airport announcements? Yeah, those muffled, barely audible messages blasting through the terminal, tune in. I know, half the time you can't understand a word they're saying. But those announcements hold the key to your boarding group. Gate changes, delays, basically everything you need to know to avoid missing your flight. Seriously, don't be that person frantically sprinting through the terminal, dragging their luggage behind them, desperately trying to figure out if their flight is already boarding. Keep your ears open, your eyes peeled on those departure boards, and you'll be one step ahead of the game. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to navigating the chaotic world of air travel. This isn't just about being organized, it's about maximizing your time. You've already jumped through enough hoops to get to this point. You've earned the right to be calm, cool, and collected. So pay attention, stay informed, and board that plane like a boss. Now let's talk boarding groups. This system, my friends, is the airline's way of orchestrating the controlled chaos that is getting hundreds of people onto a metal tube hurtling through the air. You'll usually see your boarding group printed on your boarding pass, usually a number or letter combination. The logic behind it? Well, it's supposed to streamline the boarding process, starting with priority passengers, then families with young children, and eventually the rest of us mere mortals. But let's be real, sometimes it feels like a free-for-all, with everyone crowding the gate as soon as the first group is called. My advice? Don't be that person. Unless you've got a premium ticket or you're traveling with a small village, just chill. Find a seat near your gate, catch up on some emails, maybe squeeze in one last social media post before takeoff. Trust me, your time will come. There's really no need to rush the gate. Your assigned seat isn't going anywhere. Unless you're in the last boarding group and you're worried about overhead bin space, just relax and let the boarding process unfold. Alright, you've boarded the plane, navigated the narrow aisle, and found your seat. Now the real challenge begins. Surviving the flight. Let's be real, those airplane seats weren't exactly designed for comfort, were they? But fear not, my friends, because I'm here to share some hard-earned wisdom on how to maximize your comfort at 35,000 feet. First and foremost, seat selection. This is crucial, people. If you have the luxury of choosing your seat in advance, do it. Window or aisle. That's a personal preference, but trust me, nobody wants to be stuck in that dreaded middle seat. If you're stuck with a less than ideal seat, don't despair. There are still ways to make the best of it. Bring a travel pillow for neck support, pack a lightweight blanket for extra warmth, and invest in some noise-canceling headphones. Trust me, these little things can make a world of difference. Remember, comfort is key, especially on long-haul flights. Now let's talk about hydration. You know how dry that airplane cabin air is? It's basically sucking the moisture right out of you. Dehydration is the enemy, my friends. It leads to headaches, fatigue, and that all-around crappy feeling that can ruin even the most well-planned trip. So how do you combat this airborne menace? Easy. Drink water, lots and lots of water. I know, those tiny airplane bathrooms aren't exactly inviting, but trust me, it's worth it. Pro tip, bring an empty reusable water bottle through security and fill it up at a water fountain once you're through. Not only will this save you money on overpriced airport drinks, but it's also better for the environment. Win-win. And speaking of drinks, maybe go easy on the caffeine and alcohol. I know it's tempting to indulge in a pre-flight cocktail or rely on coffee to power through a red-eye, but trust me, those sugary drinks will only dehydrate you further. Stick to water, stay hydrated, and thank me later. We've all been there. You're at the gate, ready to board, when suddenly the dreaded announcement rings through the terminal. Attention passengers, your flight has been delayed. The worst. Delays are an unfortunate reality of air travel. Whether it's due to weather, mechanical issues, or something else entirely, delays can throw a wrench into even the most meticulously planned itinerary. But don't panic. Instead of letting frustration get the best of you, take a deep breath and assess the situation. How long is the delay? Is it a minor setback or a major disruption? The first thing you should do is check with your airline. They'll have the most up-to-date information on the delay and any potential rebooking options. Most airlines have apps or websites where you can track the status of your flight and receive notifications about any changes. Remember, knowledge is power. The more information you have, the better equipped you'll be to handle the situation. So, you're stuck at the airport with a delayed flight. What do? Well, you could wallow in misery complaining about the inconvenience, or you could choose to make the most of the situation. First things first, find a comfortable spot to camp out. Gate areas can get crowded and chaotic, so if it's a lengthy delay, consider venturing out to explore other parts of the airport. If you've got some time to kill, why not catch up on some work, read a book, or binge watch your favorite show? Airports are full of charging stations and Wi-Fi hotspots, so you can stay connected and entertained. Treat yourself to a meal at an airport restaurant, browse the shops, or simply relax and people watch. Remember, a delayed flight doesn't have to ruin your trip. It's an opportunity to slow down, embrace the unexpected, and find those little moments of joy in the journey. Alright, you've landed, congrats. You're not out of the woods yet. First things first, you gotta navigate the labyrinth they call customs and immigration. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds, especially if you're prepared. First things first, have your passport and any required visa documents ready to go. Keep them handy, not buried at the bottom of your backpack. Trust me, the immigration officers have zero patience for fumbling. Next up, be prepared to answer some basic questions about your trip. Where are you going? How long are you staying? What's the purpose of your visit? Easy peasy, just keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it honest. Oh, and one more thing, be respectful. These guys and gals deal with a lot every day. A little courtesy goes a long way. Remember, you're a guest in their country. Next up, customs. This is where they make sure you're not bringing anything you shouldn't be. You know, like a suitcase full of illegal fireworks or something. Most of the time, you'll just breeze through. But sometimes they might flag you for a random check. Don't panic, it happens. Just stay calm, cooperate with the officers, and answer any questions they have. They're just doing their job. Now, if you're carrying anything that needs to be declared, like a whole bunch of cash or something, make sure you declare it. Seriously, don't try to be sneaky, it's not worth the hassle. And there you have it, customs and immigration. Not so bad, right? Just remember to be prepared, be polite, and you'll be on your way in no time. Listen, not all airlines are created equal. Some are the first-class ticket of the sky, while others, well, let's just say they're more like riding the bus with wings. When you're shelling out your hard-earned cash for a flight, you deserve the best. So let's talk about some airlines that consistently raise the bar. These guys get it. They understand that flying should be an enjoyable experience, not just a means to an end. First up, we've got Singapore Airlines. These guys are known for their exceptional service, luxurious cabins, and top-notch amenities. Flying with them is like stepping into a five-star hotel, but in the air. It's a whole different level. Then there's Emirates, another airline that consistently ranks high in customer satisfaction. They've got a super modern fleet, spacious seats, and an entertainment system that'll make you forget you're even on a plane. Seriously, it's that good. Section 2. Beyond the big names. Now listen, I get it. Sometimes you're on a budget and those luxury airlines are just not in the cards. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for a subpar flying experience. There are plenty of fantastic budget airlines out there that offer great value for your money. Take Southwest, for example. They've got this whole no-frills approach, but they make up for it with their friendly service and affordable prices. Another great option is JetBlue. They've got more legroom than most other airlines, free Wi-Fi, and they even give you free snacks and drinks. I mean, what's not to love? The point is, no matter what your budget is, there's an airline out there that's right for you. Do your research, read reviews, and choose an airline that fits your needs and priorities. And that's a wrap. We've covered a lot of ground, from packing your bags to navigating the airport and finding the best airlines. Hopefully, you feel more confident and prepared for your next adventure. Remember, traveling can be stressful, but it's also an incredible opportunity to experience new cultures, connect with new people, and create memories that will last a lifetime. So get out there, explore the world, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel tips and adventures. Safe travels, and I'll catch you in the next one.